Hello, everybody. This is the Most Silk quarterly meeting for November. It's November 20th, 2025, 10:01 a.m. I'll turn the meeting over to Shannon Porter, our chair.
Hello, I will call this meeting to order at 10:02 a.m. and I'll open up the floor for introductions. I'll start with myself. I'm Shannon Porter. I'm the SILC chair and the ED representative, and I'm also the CEO of Empowerabilities, a Center for Independent Living in Springfield, Missouri.
I'm Karen Gridley. I'm the executive director for the Missouri Statewide Independent Living Council, Most Silk, and I'm based out of Kansas City, Missouri. John?
Hi, I'm John Mestemacher, here with Empowerabilities.
I'm Michael Gove. I'm a consumer rep. St. Louis. I'm also accountant working with the grants of the area aging agency in the city of St. Louis.
And it might be easier if I just call on people because it's always so awkward wondering who's going to go next. So Jim? And you're muted.
Jim Reed with Delta Center.
Okay. Other Mike?
Yeah, Mike Parker. I'm the Most Silk treasurer, and I'm with Paraguay in St. Louis.
Nancy?
Nancy Pope with Disability Resource Association in Jefferson County.
Paulette? Paulette, you're unmuted, but we're not hearing you. No, I'm sorry, but it looks like you're Paulette Hensley with DRA. Okay. Robert?
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Robert Honan with the whole person in Kansas City.
And Clayton?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
So my name is Porter. I go by Porter. A lot of you do know me by Clayton, but anyway, it's nice to be a part of this. I'm new to my position here at the Whole Person, but I'm doing a lot of consumer advocacy. And if there's anything we can assist you with, let us know.
Thank you. Erica?
Hi, I'm Erica Misavage with Firefly here in Joplin, Missouri.
Eileen?
Good morning. I'm Eileen Dressler with Courtesy Care Plus in Springfield, Missouri.
Thomas?
Morning, Thomas Grahowski with On My Own here in Nevada, Missouri.
Claudia?
Good morning, everybody. Claudia Browner with the Governor's Council on Disability.
And Tom?
Good morning, Tom Permunchin with Missouri Protection and Advocacy Services in Jeff City.
And then on the phone, we have Dennis.
Yes, good morning. I'm Dennis Atkins, and I'm with Disabled Citizens Alliance for Independence in the large metropolitan city of Viburnum, Missouri, and I'm glad to be with you.
And was there anyone else on the call that I missed?
Yes. This is Donna Borgmeyer, SILC.
Hi, Donna. Okay, I
Hi.
think that's everyone. I would like to call, related to the agenda, we already have a item to add to the agenda under new business. We're going to add the item election of officers. Aside from that, are there any other changes needed to the agenda? Okay, hearing for no other changes, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
This is Eileen Dressler. I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
I will second that.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion passed and the agenda has been approved. We'll move on to the meeting minutes. Karen?
Oh, you have received the meeting minutes. Are there any changes or additions, subtractions from them? Okay.
Hearing none, I'll call for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Oh,
Mike, was that
This
a
is Donna,
motion?
and I'll make the motion.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
Donna. Do I
I
have a second?
second that.
Mike is a second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the minutes have been approved and passed. Moving on to the chairperson's report. I was really thrilled to be able to attend the April conference in Portland, Oregon. I had to look at the calendar last month. And there was a large delegation from Missouri. Karen was there, Lisa Meisenheimer was there, and I had a board member who attended, who is also a potential, I think, SILC member, Morgan Sweeney Lagore. And then we had a few youth attending as well. John, who's with us today, and Afton Harper, his wife, they have different last names, but they both attended as well as for the youth delegation. And then our director of independent living services also attended. So it was a great conference. Wonderful to be able to make connections with the other centers across the country. And to go to Portland on a really beautiful time of the year was also a kind of an added bonus. So everything else I'll talk about in the executive committee report, but just wanted to share that we had a great experience at the April conference. I'll move on to the treasurer's report and hand it off to Mike Parker.
Okay. Okay, yes, good morning. Karen. Karen.
Yes.
Then, since, send the council, the profit and loss statement from FY 25 and from October FY FY 26 overall we are we are staying within our budget. Um, 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 we did open a money market account, and which we are um which we are earning a a a, a little bit of interest on eh, um 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 would you like to say anything further, Karen?
We did end the year on a positive note, as you said. And the I'll talk about it more, but we're still working on the transfer of funds from one bank to the other. Um, there were uh, there were a few questions about the year-end report, and I've discussed them with that board member, and we've gotten it understanding. I'll be meeting with our accountant here in the next 2 weeks just to touch base and make sure everything's going smoothly. See if they have any recommendations for us, and see if we can't correct the error that I had in the year-end report.
Okay, good. Are there are there are there any further questions?
I'm sorry, Mike, I wanted to add, during the shutdown from October 1st to November, what was it, 13th, 12th, 13th, whenever it was over. I did put in cost saving measures just to make sure that we were being mindful of any sort of delays in reimbursements that we did not, but we might see. That's why we are having the meeting online today as opposed to at Rail. I spoke with LaDonna and she understood, so we will be going to Rail as soon as we possibly can. We appreciate their hospitality and inviting us. So.
Okay, great. Um, I, um, um, uh, can I move mm, for the um for the approval of the financials? I'll make a motion to accept them with understanding that something that needs to be corrected.
This is Shannon. I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion is passed. I'll turn it over to Karen for the executive director's report.
Well, the last few months have been very busy. In August, we had our August meeting at DRA, and we want to thank them so much for their hospitality and welcoming us to their center. It's a very cool center, but I appreciate y'all inviting us and letting us come there and have the meeting. And in August, we also had a housing summit which was in Kansas City, and we were able to bring together developers, community partners, disability organizations, and it was to increase the access to accessible, affordable housing across Missouri. We plan on having a similar event sometime in the spring in the St. Louis, St. Charles area. So be on the lookout for that. If you have anybody or if your center would like to partner with us to be part of this, let us know. We'd love to have your assistance in helping to plan it. We want to September, Mike Parker and I attended our orientation to be a member of the Nickel Board, and that looks like it's going to be a really interesting board to be part of. Some of the items they have coming down nationally, especially with the advocacy and everything that they're on. And then in September, we had a town hall with ACL, an Office of Independent Living Programs. There were updates on federal policies and their expectations. At the time, we didn't know about the shutdown. We thought it was coming October 1st, but they shared what they could share with us. Since we have been back, I have not been able to connect with Henley, our program officer, so I will continue to do that. We know that the PPR performance review is coming up, and Lisa and I will be working on that. And then I went with Shannon to the April conference, which was a wonderful conference. She hit all the highlights. She and Jess Brindle had presented. The executive directors have been to the planning session that using the information that Shannon and Jess presented. It's really great. I'm encouraging Shannon to present that at the at SILC Congress, because I think it would be a really great tool to use when we start developing the spill, which will be happening about this time next year. She also didn't mention that we ended up, I think kind of accidentally, at the No Kings protest in Portland, Oregon. It was interesting. I only stayed for the first little bit of it. It was a little bit too many people, but it was very, very interesting. And it was good to come back and tell people Portland is not what it's being portrayed in some circles. It was very friendly. We didn't see any riots or anything like that. So it was an interesting experience to be able to be there and be part of that. And that is, I just continue to work with with NASILC, with Nickel, with April advocacy groups. And we continue to do the spill monitoring. Mike Parker and I, and John, our new guest today, we all have been meeting and will continue to meet. Our goal for the surveys that everybody's completed, thank you, is to put together a year-end report. Hopefully we'll have that out by, I'm going to say the end of January. Hopefully it'll be sooner than that, but hopefully that will be something that you would be able to use with your staff to show them what the state of independent living in Missouri looks like. But stay tuned for that. I will also be getting you the results for your center by the end of the month, probably next week. I'll do it next week and get the individualized survey answers to you. And that is my report for the quarter.
Thanks, Karen. Was Lisa not unable to attend to report on the DSE?
Yes, Lisa is at a training.
Okay.
But she did send me an email, ask me to say Part C center's due dates for the required audit is no later than 11/27/25. And I'm reading straight from her email. If it is going to be late, please contact prior to the date. If the audit is not submitted, next quarter's payment will be held until the audit is received. Also, summer pre-ETS applications are due by 12/12/25. Thank you, Lisa. There you go.
Okay. And is there anyone reporting? Was Melissa here for RSV?
Yeah, I admitted her.
Okay, let me see. Oh, there she is. Hi, Melissa.
Morning. How are y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Great. So RSV is moving along. We have I think we're kind of getting a lot of our positions filled. We have an RA position here at Medmo that we just finished interviews for and are in the process of making a decision. And then we have a VRC position that closes this afternoon. And I've got several applicants, so that's really good. I do know that our Kansas City office is searching for a children's service specialist. I don't believe that position has been posted yet. And a area supervisor for our BEP program in the Kansas City area. And I think that our Southeast office is fully staffed. Our St. Louis South office is fully staffed right now. And I think our St. Louis North office is fully staffed. And then our Springfield office, they have a rehabilitation teacher position open that I think they're going to be doing interviews for right after Thanksgiving, I believe is the plan. So getting a lot of those empty positions that we had open for a while filled. So that's good. We've been we have several new orientation and mobility specialists. So we've kind of developed a training program for them and are that just kind of started the past couple of weeks. So that's moving along really well. Our older blind services program, our case numbers, especially here in the Midmo office, are pretty low right now. And I know that there are a lot of seniors out there with vision problems. So if y'all see them coming through your independent living centers, please refer them to us. We really want to be able to help them through that adjustment and get them the skills and the tools that they need to remain independent. So as always, anybody can do referrals for our clients, and so you can call the 800 number, and there are options on our 800 number for each of the different area offices. And even if you don't choose the right one, they can still take the referral and get it over to the right office. So we would really appreciate that, as well as of course any vocational rehabilitation clients or younger clients that are just looking for independent living skills. We would definitely appreciate those as well. Also, a few things to kind of mention. If anybody needs a presentation or is interested in a presentation, please reach out to us. We'd all be happy to go and provide presentations to your staff about our services, our qualifications, our eligibility for clients, explanation of the services we offer, even sensitivity training. So if your staff could use some tips on working better or more efficiently with individuals who are blind, we'd be happy to do any of those type presentations. And also, we have work experience and on-the-job training opportunities. And so in both of those programs, each of them are slightly different as far as time frame and expectations and that kind of thing. But if any centers are kind of in need of staffing, we actually reimburse wages while folks are doing those work experiences and on-the-job trainings. So it's a good opportunity for our clients to get experience, and a good opportunity for you to get staff where you're getting reimbursed for those wages for that period of time of the work experience or on the job training. So I believe I heard a chat come in, but I didn't catch all of the questions. So if somebody wouldn't mind reading that, that would be super.
Erica, if you want to go ahead and just speak with Melissa, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Hi, Melissa. I'm Erica. So we provide RSV services here at Firefly, but we always have new team members. And actually in the Joplin office specifically, we have quite a few new team members. So if we wanted to set up some type of training, who would be the best contact for that for me to reach out to?
Yeah, so each of our offices do those slightly differently. So if you just call the 800 number and choose kind of an office that's in the area that you're looking for, that can get you in the right area. And in case anybody doesn't have our 800 number, it's 1-800-392-6004. I'm sorry, I said 592-6004.
Okay, perfect. So if like our Kansas City office wanted a training and Joplin and Springfield wanted a training, we really would need those like regional directors to probably just call that number separately to get that set up.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the easiest way to do it. Would probably reach out to that local office to set those up. We don't have a specific team that does presentations. So each office has team members give those presentations. So that it would be easiest to reach out to that district office.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Melissa, I just sent you an email. If you could see if it'd be possible, we could plan on having a short presentation on RSV services at our February meeting.
Sure.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. We can do that. And just one success story, kind of I was talking about the work experiences and OJT. So we actually had a client work with the Services for Independent Living in Columbia, and he completed his work experience and was brought on full time, and so we're super proud of that.
I had a chance to meet him, and it's going to be a real interesting time to work with him. He's really on top of everything there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Well, that concludes my report unless anybody else has questions.
Okay, thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
I will turn it over to Donna to speak on the RSB Advisory Council.
Okay, thank you. And I'll start out saying, Melissa, you're going to get one new older blind services applicant because I'm planning on applying because my vision is getting slowly getting worse. So anyway, last Thursday and Friday was the RSB Advisory Council meeting. They met here in Jefferson City. They're working on their state plan, and they're also working on their annual report. They're working to get funding restored, federal funding restored after the government shutdown. So, and let's see. And they're hoping to avoid order of selection. They don't believe they will have to go into that. So, and that's really all I have.
Okay. Any questions for Donna? Okay, thank you, Donna. I attended the State Rehab Council meeting last week. I'm still pending governor appointment. There are currently 14 members and a number that are still, like me, waiting for that governor appointment to the State Rehab Council. The agenda included going over the VR priorities for the VR program. They have 3 goals. They are to implement progressive employment statewide, to reduce the number of individuals exiting after an IPE without an employment outcome, and to increase the number of individuals eligible to obtain measurable skill gain. And under the supported employment services, they have 2 goals. One, to implement customized employment statewide, and the other to implement collaborative programs to promote grading of services within the statewide workforce development system. They were also recruiting for some of their committees, and they had a presentation by the St. Louis ARC on their employment services. And I did not capture when the next meeting is going to be held, but that was kind of the highlights of that meeting. Are there any questions that I can answer related to those things?
The next meeting will be sometime in February, but I couldn't give you a date.
Yeah, I didn't catch if they had announced the date yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then I will turn it over to Claudia.
Good morning, everybody. Again, our council meeting will be held tomorrow. For the Governor's Council on Disability, we will have a presentation from DMH on their waiver programs, and we will also have an update from the Secretary of State's office on the MOABLE program and the new eligibility criteria that goes into effect the first of the year. So if anybody's interested in attending our meeting, let me know. I'll send you the information. It's held in a hybrid format by WebEx and in Jefferson City. Just a recap on our NDM activities. October was a busy month for us with all things National Disability Employment Awareness Month. We had a newsletter that was heavily focused on employment topics. We held our second statewide NDM celebration event in the Truman Building in Jefferson City on October 10th, and it was a great turnout, good event. We had two keynote speakers. One of them is an employee from RSB, Seyun Choi, and the other one is an employee of the U.S. Department of Transportation. And then we also recognized our annual poster contest winner, who was a young lady from a young high school student from Wildwood. Her name is Evelyn Johnson, and we shared that poster statewide for people to hang up during the month of October to raise awareness about the importance of employment inclusion. We also conducted our annual self-disclosure survey of all state employees in October. We do that annually. It is a requirement of the Model Employer Initiative, and we are currently working on analyzing that data and compiling the annual report for the Model Employer Initiative, as well as I'm working on the GCD, the Governor's Council annual report for 2025. We co-hosted a Veterans Day event in the Truman Building in Jefferson City on November 13th. That was also a very meaningful event with keynote presentations from State Representative David Griffith, Dr. Matthew Naylor, who is the CEO of the World War I Museum in Kansas City, and then Major General Charles Hausman from the National Guard, and State Treasurer Vivek Malek. And then there was a drill performance from Smith Cotton Junior ROTC. It was a really nice and meaningful event. Legislative priorities poll is closed for this year. We are analyzing and getting ready to post the results on our website with an online dashboard that allows people to really drill down into the results. And we will be sending the finalized report to the General Assembly and elected officials as they prepare for the upcoming session in January. Our GCD annual awards for Inclusion Award and Youth Leadership Award have been launched. Nominations are now open. So if you know of any deserving individuals who need to be recognized for their work, please, I encourage you to submit a nomination. They are on our website. You can just nominate online. So I'm looking forward to some meaningful nominations, as we always get every year. If you could support that program, that would be amazing. And last but not least, applications are open for the Missouri Youth Leadership Forum. The dates will be July 14th to the 18th of 2026. And we are looking for high school students between the ages of 16 and 21 with a disability who want to learn about leadership and enhance their leadership skills and learn about all the things they need to know to successfully transition from high school to post-secondary activities, whether that's work, college, or whatever they choose to do. So I would like for you to share that program with your networks. We've posted on social media, we've sent out emails, so hopefully you've seen those and shared those and help us recruit the next cohort of students to attend that event. And as always, we're also looking for sponsorships, volunteer staff, exhibitors, and mentors. So if any of that interests you, please reach out. We'll be happy to work with you. We'll have the resource fair the last day of the program, as always. So you're welcome to put up a table if you'd be interested, or support us through a sponsorship. Provide a mentor to come to the mentor event, however you want to be involved. Maybe somebody wants to serve as volunteer staff. So we'll be happy to have you. Just reach out to the office and we'll get you connected with Reese, who leads that program. That is all I have, unless there are any questions.
Okay, thank you, Claudia. Patrick Lee wasn't able to join us today, but I can speak related to the Missouri Centers for Independent Living. We held a conference in conjunction with the SILC in October, and as part of the executive director track, we developed the strategic plan for MoSIL, and that those annual goals are to develop a plan for equity amongst the member centers to further define the expectations of membership and also the benefits of being a member of MoSIL. to create a training plan for MoSIL members and establish a system to share MoSIL resources with all members and staff, and to establish communication plans to strengthen state and national advocacy efforts, and to complete a feasibility study to evaluate the ability of MoSIL to employ a executive director in future planning for how MoSIL can continue to grow and serve. In addition to that, we finalized our legislative priorities for this upcoming legislative session in recognition of what we were able to achieve last year in making progress to our $2.5 million ask for increased funding for Centers for Independent Living, and VR's willingness to support centers through a reallocation of $1.2 million. In this next fiscal year, we'll be asking for $1.3 million to get the $2.5 million request over the finish line for IL funding to be shared amongst all 21 Centers for Independent Living. We're asking to restore the cost cap for consumer-directed services back to 100%. That was something that we saw, the cap was put into place around 2017. We are still considering what type of a reimbursement rate for as increase in CDS services based off of some collaborations with other vendor entities, and to make sure that there's enough staffing for vendor compliance with MMAC. Related to education, employment, and transitions, to make sure that the 5th core service of transitions is added to the regulation language for CDS vendors, to support the disability employment and monitor the ticket to work legislation implementation. And we're looking at some potential legislation that would further strengthen the relationship and establish guidelines for schools to make referrals to VR and to the Centers for Independent Living for students that have an IEP. In healthcare, we're looking to request an adjustment of Medicaid eligibility for aged and disabled up to 100% of the federal poverty level. I believe right now it's at 85%. To exempt the aged and disabled population from the additional reporting requirements that have been put in place for SNAP benefits, ongoing opposition to managed care, and monitor legislation that affects voter access, especially for with voters with disabilities, making sure that there is an understanding of the barriers that individuals with disabilities face in some of the legislation that's been discussed on proof of identity at the polls, and also what we can do to support people with disabilities in getting an updated Missouri ID. The next MoSIL meeting is the first Monday. They're the first Monday of the month, and so we're going to have an in-person meeting to further work on our strategic plan goals. Any questions related to what's going on MoSIL? Okay, the next up on the agenda is Show Me Homes. We have Sean Bryce had been reporting on behalf of Show Me Home, but he has retired. So we will have to look for someone as an interim to present until his position has been filled. Okay, that brings us to the executive committee report. The executive committee met, I believe it was yesterday. This week's going by really fast. 2 days ago, Monday.
We met this week.
Okay, this week. And reviewed the agenda and just kind of talked about the things that are going on. Some of the things that, Karen will be discussing later with the election of officers. And Karen, as she mentioned, invited me to go to SILC and potentially be a presenter there on strategic planning. So nothing major going on. I think Karen has accomplished a lot in the last year with the coverage of those Northwest counties with the SIL that lost their designation, and handling all that in conjunction with ACL. So I'm glad that things have been somewhat calm here in the last few months. I'm sure Karen is as well, but she's doing an outstanding job in carrying out the business of the SILC.
Thank you.
So we have a vacancy in the System Advocacy and Legislative Committee chair. This committee is not currently active. I had talked with Karen about maybe seeing if the MOSIL Advocacy Committee might want to share the work that they're doing, because they meet either every other week, or when sessions in January, they'll meet weekly. So that might be something that we could hear from them on the things of importance that are happening in Jefferson City. So we'll see how that develops. And then I will turn it over to Mike Parker for the Emergency Preparedness Committee report.
Okay, I've got your report. Um, um, uh, um, um, uh, um, we of course are 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 continuing to attend in per uh, 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 um uh, uh, and per and per and participate in the access and function needs statewide committee uh, um I will be contacting I will be contacting the Hendricks in the next month to um, 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 to see how oh, oh, we can we can we can start we can start coordinating with, with the more with 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 the more effectively. So okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Those Access and Functional Needs Committee meetings are really informative. If anybody has interest in attending, please let Mike or I know. We can connect you. It's really good information. We have a vacancy in the Employment Committee as well. So that committee has not met. I didn't see Steve on the call. Karen, do you know if the Housing Committee has met aside from what you've already reported?
Yes.
Eileen's on here as well.
Oh, yeah. Eileen, was there anything you wanted to add to about our meeting in the St. Charles area? I know that we met and talked about possible partnership with a group, but it doesn't look like that's going to go through. So was there anything else that we needed to discuss?
No, I think, yeah, we're still kind of in the process of everything at the moment. But could you remind me, Karen, when we were thinking of doing that, the dates? Was there an actual date or no?
I don't think we had an actual date yet.
Okay.
I was thinking we were thinking late spring, early summer, so in the April, May, June area.
Okay. Okay. No, I don't have anything else to add.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope, that's fine. Our housing committee, if you're interested in joining, we meet on Wednesdays, and if you contact me, I'll make sure that you get put on the list to join us.
Okay, I'll send it back over to Mike for spill compliance.
Okay, great. Thank you. Um, uh, uh, um, uh, the ILL survey, all the centers have have completed the survey of uh, uh, of the 20% of the uh, of the population. Uh, yeah, I think that's great news. Um, um, as 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 Karen said earlier, we are we are going to um we are going to take a look at the data and try to report out on it. Um, 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 uh, 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 yeah, but also, um, we are, um, we are looking at possible ways to, to, change the outcome survey, so we get more effective data. If uh, if we do that this year, I will update on that at our next meeting. Um, and and one more reminder. Uh, um, 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 to get your um 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 to get your spell to get your spell survey and um 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 very very soon. Yep, Karen's going to need that data for PPR. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you.
It looks like it looks like 13 of y'all have done that, so thank you very much. I think the ones that have done it will tell you it'll take you 5, maybe 10 minutes tops. So if you could, I'll send that out again. If you could just take a look at it and complete it, yes, that would be a very big help while we're doing the PPR. But for the outcome survey, I wanted to let you all know we had over 3,200 responses. So thank you all very, very much. Like Mike said, we'll go ahead and close out the outcome survey and on Friday or tomorrow at 5 p.m. It'll be closed. So if you have any stragglers out there, just go ahead and add them in, and that will allow me to get the data to each of the centers next week.
Okay. That's a lot of surveys.
Yeah, I really appreciate, and I know it's a long survey, so that's like
Yeah.
Mike said, that's what we're working on to see if maybe we can adjust it and get it to
Yeah.
where it's not so cumbersome.
Well, John, who's joined our meeting today, had done the lion's share of empowerability surveys, and he can probably speak to that better than anyone. But we really appreciate having that extra manpower because it does take time, one, to get people on the phone, and then to go through that lengthy survey with them. So we really appreciate John's help in getting our numbers met and getting that completed on our part.
And
Karen, Go
Oh,
ahead.
I was going to say, John has applied to, or is in the process of applying to be a member of the SILC. He was in Portland with us at the April conference, he and his wife Afton, and he was really excited about surveys. So, wanting to know what we do with the information and how we share it and everything. So we were happy to welcome him into assisting Mike and me and getting these surveys together. So welcome, John. Thank you.
Okay, Karen, I'll let you talk about the youth leadership development.
Okay. We are still working on the getting the scholarship application updated. Other than that, we have no report.
And as I mentioned, Patrick Lee's not with us today. I do not have a report from him related to transportation. The governance committee did not meet. Karen, did the DD Quality Advisory Council meet?
No.
Okay. All right, then that takes us through the agenda on old business. Karen, related to the banking transition.
Yes, as I explained to the finance committee, I've been working with Office of Administration to get our direct deposit moved from our First Mid Bank to US Bank. That did not happen last month, but I'm unsure of whether it happened because I got the update to them too late, or if it didn't work. So we're waiting this month to see what happens. As of this morning, we haven't received our payment from the state. Lisa's aware and has made the billing people at BR aware that we haven't received our payment for the month. So that's where we are on the banking transition. As soon as we have it confirmed that we have our direct deposit into the US bank account, we will close the First Mid account.
Anyone have questions related to that? Okay, then we'll move on to new business and the NASILC conference, Karen.
The NASILC conference will be coming up in March, mid-March of next year. It is for people who've been around a little bit. It is SILC Congress is what we're talking about. I would like to have the board's approval to attend. It's really good for me to go get together with my peers. I get a lot of great ideas on how other states handle working with their boards, working with the centers, working with their designated state entities. So it's a really good training for me to attend. I'd also like to ask that Shannon attend as well as our board chair. As some of you that have been to SILC Congress in the past know, there are a number of SILC members and a lot of SILC board chairs that get together. And again, I think it would be great for Shannon to meet with them to see how their SILCs operate in other states. That's my request.
And that is, can you tie that into what we've budgeted for that conference?
Yes, our approved budget, I had asked for enough monies for travel for the three major conferences, April, Nickel, and SILC Congress, for myself and one board member to go as well. At April, it was Shannon that attended. That would leave Nickel and April this year. We could possibly have other board members attend as well.
So do we want to ask for a vote approving? I think you're a natural that you're attending, but as far as approving my attendance at the SILC Congress?
Yes, if we could get that on the record, I can go ahead and get the registrations in before the early bird deadline ends.
Have Sharon attend. I will I will second the motion.
You. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Say the motion passed. Karen, I did have a question though. If I am selected to present, would that affect any of the costs? Do they comp anything? No, they usually don't, but I just thought I'd check.
No, unfortunately.
Okay, and then the next thing that we added to the agenda on the election of officers.
Okay. Right now we are at 5 members plus 3 ex officio members who aren't able to hold office. What I would ask the board to consider is allowing the people that are serving in office right now, Shannon as chair, Donna as vice chair, and Mike as treasurer, to continue for 1 more year.
And I should note that we have all confirmed we're willing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So if I could get
So, um, I'm trying to work on a project with aging services in Missouri to better collaborate. I think it would be helpful if I could be on that committee next year.
Okay.
Or maybe just
we do have
meetings open.
We have 2 openings on the executive team. We have secretary is open and member at large. So if you would like to put your hat in the ring for either of those.
I don't think I could do secretary, the note taking member at large.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to. And I know I was on and got off. Yeah, but my situation changed.
Yeah.
I brought more flexibility at work than before. Pretty much, I had to be at the office 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
And
now I'm usually home and within it's about getting the work done, which I can do. I do.
Please excuse me.
But anyway, but it's up to you and all, and but you go elected, that's okay.
So let's just take a quick break while Karen comes back. I was looking at the bylaws and I would like to wait till she returns. I have some information about, what the bylaws say about election of officers, especially without having more than one nominee. So let's just give Karen a minute to return, and then we can pick up the conversation.
Hey, Shannon, this is Eileen Dressler. May I ask a quick question? Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I have to step out to facilitate another meeting. Do you need a vote on anything? Can I vote via email if there's something?
Yes, I was looking up what the bylaws say around if there's only one nominee, then we can vote by acclamation. And I had to actually look up what that meant.
Yeah,
but
what does that mean?
yeah, basically it says that if there's only one nominee, everyone present is in favor, no one objects to skipping a written vote. We can say, hearing no objections, the nominee is elected by acclamation. And that would show, unanimous in favor of the slate of officers. So
Okay.
streamline this process.
Okay.
So I just to summarize, I know, Eileen, you need to step away, that the current officer slate will remain intact, and then Michael was willing to serve as the at large. Is that correct, Karen?
Yes.
Michael, he's nodding his head. So I think we could say, is everyone in favor of that based off of what my chat GPT says we can do, or if anyone is opposed? Are all in favor of this slate as we presented by acclamation?
Yes, aye.
Yeah.
Okay, no one's opposed? Okay, I think we can record that this was an official election and mark that off the list. So thanks, Eileen.
Eileen, thank you for popping back in. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay. So the next on the agenda are announcements and open forum. Does anyone have anything they want to share?
Since we have a number of executive directors here, if you could send me, I know there's been anniversaries and milestones that the centers have had. If you could send me just a quick line or two about that, I want to include something along those lines about recognizing those things in our annual report. I guess that's what we're going to call it, Michael, is our annual report.
Yeah.
Anyone have any? Go ahead.
I'd like to thank Robert Honan. He participated in a Zoom meeting with myself and some other people who work for area aging agencies and the state over the years. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great.
Anyone else? Okay. I think that takes us to the next meeting date will be shared. It would be in February.
And it will be Zoom. Our February meetings traditionally Zoom. And I hope to work with the executive council and maybe for next year, get the dates on the calendar so that we can ensure better participation from everybody.
Okay. Okay. I think we're on to adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed to adjournment? All right, I will say that motion passed and we are adjourned at 11:11 a.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Karen, do you want to stay on for just a sec?
Sure. I am trying, is the pause. Okay. No, screen sharing, stop sharing. And